Page 16, this is a theme from Capriccio Italien, whatever. 3/4 time, no sharps or flats in the key signature. Let's just take it one hand at a time, make sure we get the notes and the rhythms and the fingering. You're starting out here in the right hand, starting on beat 3. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. The ring finger. Actually, we just changed hand positions because we were here, now we're here. That's all. But in the second line, third measure, you have that again, except it has an 8 VA over it. So we got to go up an octave. So now you're instead of here, you're going up here. Moved again, didn't we? Huh? So to start the second line, you're here. And that's tied for 5 counts to lift up. You're just cutting the dotted half note a little bit short, so you got time to move up, because the quarter note in the next measure has to be on the beat. So again, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you come back down. And you do that again. Let's go down to the last line. It's the second measure going into the third. You're here. You reach up. And then third finger. See, I spoke about this before. Changing fingers on repeated notes. We do this a lot. It's a handy way to change hand positions. So you're going to get it a lot. And it should be, you be able to go from any finger to any finger. And eventually you want to be able to do it without even looking at the keyboard. You can feel it. So, but right now you may have to look. 1, 2, 3. Now third finger. And then third finger. You do that some more. Let's go down on page 17, last line. You're here, 1, 2, 3, 1. Third finger, here. It's kind of like a scale. We're a little out of position, but it's still the same feeling when you're going over it. Left hand, the left hand's here. So 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now that 8 VA there in the second line only applies to the top staff. The left hand isn't moving, you stay put. And then fifth finger, you do that some more. Let's go down to the last line on page 16. Second measure going into the third measure here. And then third finger. And then third finger. And then fourth, just stay where you are. More. Last line on page 17. You're here. Your fourth finger on the C sharp. So it's 3, thumb, then reach up, and thumb. You're kind of crawling around a little bit here. We do a lot of crawling on the piano. You get a handle on each hand, you got fingering, you kind of understand what it's up, then we can put the hands together. And a lot of times that's like starting over almost. It's just they don't want to work. So it's here to start, and it's here. 1, 2, 3, and here, and here. Remember, the left hand doesn't move. So you go through and put the hands together, and then go back and get rid of the hesitations. Just play through it and work on those spots where you're hesitating so it is a steady beat. You can take it any speed you want, doesn't matter, it's nice and slow. I'm going a little fast maybe. You take it at your speed, whatever it is, and get rid of the hesitations. Then as far as articulation goes, you just have slurs. Connect it. And when you're moving your hands around, like in the second line on page 16, you're here. The right hand's moving, you gotta lift up. So just put in the slurs. Now at the last line on page 16, again, the second measure going into the third year. There's no real slur over they're not putting slurs over repeated notes. I don't know why they could, but try and connect them as best you can. Connect it all together. There, let's look at that. Page 17 is the last measure of the first line. Going on. We're here. I'm going to lift up in the left hand. It's this new here, but that's tied. And then in the next measure, this is the first measure, second line, the right hand lifts up, but the left hand doesn't. Connect the left hand all together, but lift up in the right. Then at the end, the last two measures, you're here, lift up in the right hand, or left hand. So just lift up a little bit. It's like taking a breath. Don't mess up the beat. That has to be steady. Now as for the dynamics, that is the louds and softs. MF, mezzo forte, medium loud, sort of loud, moderately loud, whatever. It's not loud, it's just sort of loud, and that's the right hand. You decide what, it's not loud, it's just sort of loud. It's not soft. The left hand needs to be soft. Can you do that? Can you play this soft? And this? Bring it out. All the way through. And you're staying pretty much at that level. Get to know it well enough, you can feel it, and you might want to get a little louder and softer in places. I don't know. Depends on how you feel it. And then the last thing to add is the speed. Allegro. Well, allegro is fast. Again, it's not the speed of the beat, it's the feel of the piece. This is a happy piece. It's but it has to be accurate. So it's got to be your fast, not mine. How fast can you play and still be accurate? That's my fast. Your fast could be a lot slower than that. I don't think I'd go any faster than that. But I like to play it with you very slowly to double check all the notes. I don't think the rhythms are a problem here, but the notes. I'm gonna play both hands about the same because I want you to hear both hands. If you have to, just do it one hand at a time with me for a bit. And since we come in on beat 3, I'm going to give us 2 counts. I'm going to go ready, go. That's 2 counts. Ready, go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 3, tie, 2, 3. 3, tie, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2, 3, tie, 2.